Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Kayla Nicole 999. This is 90 days to recovery after narcissistic abuse. I am still playing catch up, which is why I'm still wearing the same thing I was wearing from the previous video because I'm trying to make some of these videos back to back while I catch up. This is going to be the video for day 15, which would have been for Saturday, November 28th, 2020. And in this video, we are going to discuss facing your fears. I have been that girl who let fear hold me back from everything. I didn't take a chance because I was scared that I would fail. And you know where that got me? Absolutely fucking nowhere. It helped me to hate myself more, that's for sure. And so, you know, this was a job that actually didn't work out for me. I worked in call centers for a while, and I left one call center to go to another call center. And in training, I quickly realized that I fucking hated call centers and that I could not take any more of that job. So I actually literally just quit in the middle of fucking training one day. You know, I just up and left and told them, hey, I'm not gonna be able to be back, I'm sorry. And anyway, I don't regret that decision. I absolutely do not regret that decision because that was the beginning of my journey, we're gonna call it a journey, into into becoming an entrepreneur. I cannot talk today. Anyway, moving on. However, I am incredibly glad that I got that job, even though I only lasted for a few weeks in training, because my trainer said something to me that really had a huge impact on me. We were talking about failures, and I'm sorry, I have like a frog in my throat today. We were talking about failures, and he said something. He said, the only time you fail is if you didn't try. And I had never heard that before. You know, to me, even if you tried, but you didn't pass the test, or you didn't get accepted, or that was a fail. You failed. You fucked up. You're not good enough, you know? That's what was driven into my head by my mom, who obviously feels really bad about herself, you know? And I feel bad, but it's not my responsibility to heal that woman. It is, however, my responsibility to heal myself. She's on her own healing journey. She has to do that, and until she heals, like, I can't have any contact with the woman. And I don't know if I'm ever gonna be able to have contact with her again, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. So that really started to change my life. So let's talk about facing your fears. You know, so I left that job to become a rideshare driver, and I went out and I had money in the bank, and I actually went out and bought a new car so I could become a rideshare driver. But when the time came to become a rideshare driver, I was overcome with fear again, and I couldn't do it. And I had to figure other things out, and life just really wasn't working for me because I was not able to face my fears. So I actually ended up going into a really bad depression. Now, it took me years, but I eventually did go out and become a rideshare driver. Now, I was struggling with social anxiety terribly, and being a rideshare driver and having strangers in my car was fucking terrifying for me. I felt like my driving wasn't good enough. You know, I felt like my passengers weren't gonna be happy. I felt like I didn't know what I was doing because there's really absolutely no training that you get for being a rideshare driver. And for a while, I sucked at it. But who is really good at something the first time they try it? You know, now I'm a 5-star driver, but doing it for 3 years, I am completely comfortable with it. And it's because I went out there and I faced my fears. We all struggle with fears. It's not like once you start facing your fears, you're just automatically going to stop being fearful. That's not going to happen. You know, so I wanted to do porn since I was 19, but I was fearful. I didn't want to work with the people in the industry. I had known some people in the industry, men, that were incredibly sleazy, and they made me feel incredibly uncomfortable back when I was 19. It may have changed now. I don't know any men in the industry. So please don't take offense to this. I am only speaking on my experience from many years ago. I'm 36 years old now, guys. This was years ago. This was almost 20 years ago, okay? Back then there were a lot of sleazy men in the industry, and they made me feel super uncomfortable, so I didn't want to work with them, you know? I had some super strong boundaries when it came to porn, and when it came to porn, I was not going to do male-female scenes. I still refuse to do male-female scenes. Is it because I'm scared? Absolutely not. It's because I'm demisexual and I don't enjoy sleeping with strange men. However, I can have fun sleeping with strange women. So my rules for going into porn is I will only do solo or girl-girl scenes. I still have yet to do any girl-girl scenes as I started doing porn now. Back when I was 19 and I was a cam girl, I did have a girl or a couple girls that I worked with, and we did do some girl stuff together, you know, but they were girls that I knew. I was comfortable with them. And right now I don't really have too many girls that I know that I'm comfortable with to do those kind of scenes. So right now it kind of is fear with the girls. It's also, I still fear of letting people film me. However, I was terrified of even filming myself, and I had to push myself to do it anyway. Sorry, I'm trying to cook. That's my oven, letting me know that it is preheated. But anyway, so I was terrified to release those first videos, but you know, I said, you know what, I'm gonna do this anyway. I need some money. What I'm doing right now is not working out for me. And again, the only way I failed is if I didn't try. So I'm just gonna put this out here and see where it goes. And the worst thing that's gonna happen is I'm gonna have some videos out there that I can delete later. I can take down my entire websites later. Yeah, sure, some people saw it, some people may recognize me, some people know, but who the fuck cares? Okay? And I'm glad I did it. I am so glad I did it. So, you know, I did it and I realized that I liked it, and I've continued doing it. And part of the reason that I like it is because I'm shooting by myself, you know, nobody is recording me. It's just me and my iPhone. But yeah, so I kept facing that fear. Like, the more I face my fears, the better my life is getting, you guys. You know, so another fear that I face, like, there's this guy that I've been crushing on for years, and I'm terrified of talking to him. Like, he's the hottest guy in the world. And I was terrified of seeing him again because I admitted that I had a crush on him on, like, Facebook, and he saw the whole just mental meltdown on Facebook from the whole situation with my ex-best friend when they were stalking and harassing me, and I kind of lost my mind, and, you know, I'm terrified to see him again. But I realized through social media that he's going to this gym that I want to go to. My current gym, just, I'm paying way too much for way too little, basically. And I knew he was going to this other gym from his social media posts, and I didn't want to feel like I was stalking him, because, like, I'm not trying to stalk him, but I'm also terrified of ever seeing him and talking to him again. And, you know, finally I just said, you know what, fuck it. I want to go to this gym because it has many more member benefits for a much lower cost than my current gym. So I just, you know, sent him a DM on social media. I got over that fear, and I was like, hey, I just want to let you know that I am going to be going to that gym. I don't know if we're going to be seeing each other, but whatever, you know. I'm just trying to go back to being the quiet girl at the gym. Like, I'm not even trying to see him. Like, if him and I see each other, we see each other, you know. I'm not trying to, like, date this guy. Yes, I've had a huge crush on him. But I've gotten over my fear of talking to him, at least, you know. I sent those DMs, at least. So, you know, maybe we'll see each other again, maybe we won't. I don't have a fucking clue. So another thing that I faced my fear on, again, you guys, I was terrified. Like, I went into full-blown panic attack recently. I came across basically this casting agency, and I'm not going to tell you which one it is. It is for adult stuff. And, you know, I always wanted to work for a casting company just to see what it's like. And it took me a few weeks to apply. And I almost didn't. Like, every time I opened up my computer and I went to that website, and I clicked on the section to apply to become a performer for them. I became paralyzed, like anxiety attacks through the fucking roof, and I couldn't do it. I would shut my computer and I would walk away. But I started telling myself, you know what, you're gonna do this when you're ready. Because that's what you have to do to face your fears. You have to take small steps. You know, when I first became a rideshare driver, I did not drive 40 hours a week. Do I drive 40 hours a week now? Absolutely. When I'm feeling good enough to drive 40 hours a week, yeah, fuck yeah, I do. But when I first became a rideshare driver, I was driving 3 hours and then I would stop and I wouldn't drive for weeks because you can do it on your own schedule, you know? So I slowly built my way up to being able to do it full time. Well, anyway, so this last time I opened up my computer again and immediately became overcome with fear. And I just told myself, I said, you know what? It's okay. Because beating yourself up, you guys, it does not do anything. It just makes the situation worse. So I want you to start giving yourself permission to have those emotions. It's okay to be fearful, but you're going to work past it on your own time, of course. Okay, so I told myself, it's okay. You're going to do this when you're ready. And I closed my computer and I went to bed. And the next day I woke up, which was literally yesterday, and I said, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna play. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether they actually cast me or not. I only failed if I didn't try. But I'm at least gonna try. I'm at least gonna send that application in. And I don't know what's gonna happen, you know? I got an email back to let me know that they had received my application and that somebody might be in touch with me. I don't know. I absolutely don't know. I still have those rules. I will not do boy-girl scenes. I told them that I'm only currently interested in solo, but I may be willing to do some girl work in the future when I become more comfortable. The reason I specifically applied to this casting agency is because it says right on there that they only want their performers doing things that they're comfortable with. They're not going to ask you to do things that you're uncomfortable with. So that right there made me more comfortable. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. You know, it's kind of one of those things. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. So I don't want you focusing on the outcome. Stop focusing on the outcome. Stop focusing on what could go wrong. If you really can't stop focusing on what could go wrong, and you really want to catastrophize, turn it into a joke, you know? You're terrified of public speaking? So am I. But I got out there and faced those fears anyway. I did a public speaking class. I became a fucking teacher. And I was up in the room, not just talking in front of children, but talking in front of their parents too when they came in for doing demos. You know, the more you do something, the more you get over it. Actually, so if you don't do something because you're fearful, that's just going to actually program your brain to become more fearful. It's not helping yourself. You need to get out there and do it. The more you overcome those fears, the more it's going, your brain is basically like a computer, right? And so the more it's going to reprogram your brain to not be fearful, to have less anxiety. You guys, I got my anxiety managed to the point where it hardly ever affects me anymore. Unless I'm doing something really, really terrifying, like applying to a casting agency, you know? I can get up there and I can speak in front of a room full of people when I was terrified of ever speaking in front of people. I was terrified of ever allowing people to read my writing. And now I'm a published author on vocal.media, you know? The more I face my fears, the happier I become. So I really just want to encourage you to get up there and start taking those small steps that will eventually turn into bigger steps. And I want you to start facing your fears, you know? Use humor to lighten your mood. If you're terrified of public speaking, be like, hey, what's the worst that can happen? You know, I can get up there and I can have an outfit malfunction and I can have a nipple slip like, was it Janet Jackson during the Super Bowl? Is that really going to happen? What are the chances of it going to happen? But the thought of it happening might make you laugh. And that laughter might help you calm your anxiety a bit. So with that, I am going to leave you on this video. I'm not sure what I'm talking about in the next video yet. I haven't planned that far ahead, but as always, I probably will go out there and find some videos about facing your fears, and I will probably link to those in this video. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give me that thumbs down. Chat with me in the comments. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like. Tell me about times that you faced your fears and what happened. Or just chat with me about fear in general, anxiety in general. Other than that, thank you guys so much again for joining me. As always, if you want to stay connected with me, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, and you'll be notified every time I release a new video. And with that, I will see you guys again real soon. Have a great day, evening, morning, whatever time it is, wherever you're at. Bye-bye.